This is EbonyMan2K, and I welcome you to the channel with the same name. Please put your screen on full view. Please put your screen on full view. Yes. What you see on screen now is me in the year 1994. As you can see, I have the high top fade like Bobby Brown. And I also have the green blazer that Bobby Brown wore on his music videos at that same time. This is a story time with EbonyMan2K. This is one of the story times that I will share with you this evening. Now, you know they say that the freaks come out at night. Well, this one club night in the 1990s in Atlanta was no exception. On this club night, I almost got kidnapped. Let's get it. This is EbonyMan2K. In order to appreciate these story times, you must have an understanding and proper context of space and time. Living in Atlanta in the early 90s was a great time to be alive. Clinton was just elected president and the economy was booming. I had also just graduated from college, so my world of living as an adult was just beginning. Gas was 99 cents a gallon, and I had little responsibilities, so I pretty much had free time to go and do as I pleased. At the same time, Atlanta as we know it, whether good or bad, was being defined at the same time. The music industry was about to blow up with upcoming artists, like this little kid from Chattanooga named Usher, who was appearing on local radio stations with his mama, talking about his goals of one day being on a big stage. And let's not forget Outkast. When I think about Outkast, I honestly get emotional. They started their career during the same days I started mine. I bought a bootleg copy of their first CD at a gas station and listened to it when I drove to work. It was the beginning of my career and the beginning of theirs. And I have been in love with Outkast ever since. Not just because of their quality of music and impeccable flow, but also because of these sentimental reasons. And lastly, let me talk about the phenomenon on stunting as we know it today. In Atlanta, it definitely reached an all-time high in the 90s. Everybody had a job and had money and loved stunning and flaunting what little money they had. Now, remember, music was huge in the 90s in terms of quality and quantity. And people would mimic what they saw on music videos in real life. I too participated in the foolery. Even if I was just going to Kroger's grocery store, I would walk out of my townhouse slowly to my car with a swagger, like I was in a music video, with my cap tilted slightly to the left, toothpick in my mouth for no reason, hoop earring in my left ear to draw attention, and an attitude like, nigga, if you don't get out of my way when I go get this gallon of milk. Even though Kroger's was right down the street, it took me 30 minutes to get there. As I drove slowly, leaning back to the left, and dipping around them corners like a pimp monitoring his stroll. I used to walk up in Kroger's like I had just hit the game winner on a fadeaway going out of bounds at the corner 3. People, you better recognize a real Don when you see one. While I got my T-bone steak, cheese, eggs, and which was great. And yes, those are bars from Biggie. Biggie was my all-time favorite hip-hop artist, who was also coming up at the same time as I was coming up. Man, listen, everybody in Atlanta was stunting in the 90s and moving through life to the tune of their favorite artists. Way to clubbing in Atlanta. This story time is about a night at a club called Club 112,
That was on Cheshire Bridge and LaFista Roads. Club 112 was the Saturday night spot in Atlanta. Even Jermaine dupri said it in his song with Ludacris in Welcome to Atlanta. JD says, Saturday is off, the heezy for sheezy. You can find me up in one tweezy. And this is where I went on this one particular night in Atlanta. Now, I pulled up in the club parking lot in my mama's four-door brown Toyota Camry. And I had just got my first job out of college, so I couldn't afford a new car yet. So I had to rock out with what I had at the time. As I kept driving to find a parking space, I noticed a four-door brown Toyota Camry that was identical to mine, y'all. I was like, damn, what a coincidence. I guess somebody else is rocking their mama's old Toyota Camry too. Well, anyways, despite my regular looking ass car, I looked like $1 million. I had my Bobby Brown swag. I had a flat top cut, low on the sides, and a green blazer with extra shoulder pads for that V look. Man, I walked up in that club like I had background dancers, man. Now, the club was packed, and back then, everything was huge. The dance floor was huge. The bar was flowing, VIP packed. I mean, it was lit, yo. Now, in the early 90s, Teddy Riley ruled party music, bro, with a style that he called the New Jack Swing. And he was in a group called Guy. Of course, me and my boys looked the part, just like the group Guy. And when that song Groove Me came on, oh, we put on a show. That's right. We put on a show. Women was like, damn, where them niggas from? Man, I was doing a running man and spinning around in a hot-ass blazer like I was Bobby Brown, bitch. You know it. You know it. I got my dance on, my drink on, and got me some numbers. The night was definitely a good night, man. But when it got close to around 3, I was all tapped out. So I told my boys, hey, man, I'm out, yo. And I headed to my car. So I get to the parking lot, and I try to walk straight because I notice I'm a little buzzed off that Henny. I get to my car, I crank my car up, put it in reverse, and I look back in my rearview mirror to make sure that there are no cars in the way as I back up. But there was a problem. I couldn't see what was behind me to back up. Now, I want y'all to guess what was blocking me and my view to back up. I'll wait. Do 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 do. Okay, I see your answers. And nope, nope, and nope. What was blocking my view to see what was behind my car before I backed up was a person staring at me in the back seat. That's right. There was a whole person looking back at me in my rearview mirror, y'all. So I froze, not knowing what he was about to do. For 10 seconds, I was looking at him, and he was looking at me like we was having a stare down. Well, I was like, fuck this stare down. I'm out this bitch. So I jump out the car. When I jumped out, I looked back and noticed that this was a drunk white boy who seemed startled. Once I figured out he was drunk, I started flexing, y'all. I said, nigga, get your ass out my car. Get out. Get out my car. He slowly got to the car, out of the car, stumbling, talking about, hey, I don't want no trouble, man. I don't want no trouble. And I'm like, how the fuck a drunk white boy get in the back of my car, yo? Well, full disclosure, I am an engineer by trade, and I pride myself in knowing how to figure things out. Dots started to connect quickly. Do y'all remember that car that I saw that was identical to mine when I pulled in that parking lot? Well, this drunk white boy probably was a passenger in that identical looking car with a group of friends that were still in the club. He got drunk, and his friends walked him to the car to chill out a while they went back to party. But here's the thing. They went to the wrong car. They went to my car, and apparently my irresponsible young ass left the back door unlocked. And I must have did it when I put my blazer on that I had lying on the back seat. So they accidentally placed old dude in my car instead of their car that was the exact same model and color as mine's, 2 parking spots down. So when I got in my car, old dude must have thought that I was some well-dressed carjacker, while at the same time, I thought he was some backseat kidnapper. Man, listen, this shit was a hot mess. I was like, man, let me go home and get to bed and act like this never happened. But before I finish the story, I want to walk you through something that I thought about on my drive back home. What if I would have bagged back in that parking spot, so that when I was leaving, I would have put it in drive to go forward without a need to look into the rearview mirror? Now, Club 112 was right by the entry ramp to Interstate 285. So do you know that at some point that dude would have woken up and made a noise and scared the living daylights out of me while I was on the highway? On the highway, y'all. People, count your blessings and know that God is always watching over us at all times. This is your boy, EbonyMan2K, and I'm out.
This short music video serves as an introduction to my upcoming series, Story Times with EbonyMan2K. It gives you a glimpse of the type of people, places, and things I have experienced early on in my young adult life. My subscribers have asked me to share my experiences dating in Atlanta, my time spent in Rio de Janeiro during Carnival, freaknik stories, and other general social stories in my life. Some of the photos in this video captured those experiences. The time frame of these photos are from the mid-90s to the early 2000s. Again, this video serves as a prelude to my story times and adds proper context of people, space, and time. This is EbonyMan2K. Let's get it. This is EbonyMan2K. I need for you to put your screen on full view. I need for you to put your screen on full view. The title of this song for this music video is called When We Were Young by Adele, and the cover is being performed by Mackenzie Johnson. Please check out our channel and join. Thank you.
Everybody loves the things you do, from the way you talk to the way you move. Everybody here is watching you, 'cause you feel like home, you're like a dream come true. But if by chance you're here Can I have a moment before I go? 'Cause I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears, 'cause nobody told me that you'd be here. And I swore you'd overseas, 'cause that's what you said when you left me. You still look like a movie, you still sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back. Everything just takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there. And a part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care? It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. When we were young, when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it's the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old. It made us restless. Oh, I'm so mad I'm getting old. It makes me reckless. It was just like a movie. It was just like a song. When we were young.
This is EbonyMan2K. Yes, you read the caption correctly. I was at a house party in Atlanta, walked up and introduced myself and had conversation with a girl I had already smashed and forgot who she was. And I know you're probably wondering, how could this have possibly happened? Well, I could counter the question by stating that this could easily happen, given the circumstances of how the dating game is played in the ATL. But I'm going to walk you through it. Yes, I'm going to walk you through it. All my listeners in New Orleans, we going second line to it. We going second line to it. Chicago, we going to step in the name of love. Cali, we going to crip walk. That's what I'm going to do in breaking down the dating game in Atlanta. That could lead someone double tracking on smashing someone and forgetting who they are. Now, if you are single and dating in Atlanta, for the most part, you are operating within a defined social clique. You are operating within a defined social clique. For most, half of the clique has already been defined before they take one step inside the 285 loop. As transplants come into the city, they bring in their identity formed by their hometown and prior contacts. On Jay-Z's song Public Service Announcement, he says, "No matter where you go, you are who you are, player. Nigga, you was who you was before you got here." This notion rings true with transplants who move to Atlanta. Even though you moving to Atlanta, you gonna be who you already are. No matter where you go, there you are. So let me give you a quick example of what I'm talking about. To bring my point home, let's say you from Chicago and you graduated from the HBCU, Howard University. Now, when you move to Atlanta, you already gonna gravitate to other people your age from Chicago and who graduated from Howard around the same time as you. Now, your clique may even extend just a little bit further with other HBCU grads. So automatically, 50% of your social clique is already defined. The other 50% is going to come from your workplace, your church, or maybe social groups you may join after you move there. So here's the thing. When you merge all these groups together around your same age to create a dating pool, how many people do you think that is? Guess, how many? I can say with complete confidence, based on my experience in dating in Atlanta, that most people are operating in a real individual dating pool of less than 100 people. Less than 100 people. When I was making moves in Atlanta, I always saw the same people when I went to certain places for dining, entertainment, and house parties. Now, my social clique, if you will, was a little bougie. Yeah, it's a little bougie. For instance, we dined at Houston's, Cheesecake Factory, and Papa Do's. Now, we might eat at a Red Lobster to take our parents out when they come in town. But for the most part, Red Lobster is not really good enough for us anymore. If we gonna eat seafood, we choose to stunt at Papa Do's. Now, speaking of Papa Do's, segue to the night of the house party. Before the house party, me and my boys dined at Papa Do's. Now, I lived in East Cobb, And I frequented that Papa Do's on Windy Hill for the most part. I used to go there so much, y'all, that they didn't even bother giving me a menu. They already knew what I wanted. A small bowl of gumbo with andouille sausage for starters, grilled catfish with Yvette sauce for my entree, and sweet potato pecan pie a la mode for dessert. Now, as far as the Yvette sauce go, I don't know who Yvette is, but she the love of my life, man. Yvette is the love of my life because I put her on that catfish. You see, when I went to Papa Do's, I was not losing, yo. I was not losing. Now, I always eat at the bar because at the bar, you can get your eat on, your drink on, and you can holler at women and watch the game on TV. It was a perfect marriage for a bachelor. That's right. How you like them play on words. So after dinner, my group of boys started hollering at this group of girls. We chopped it up, had drinks, good convo, etc. After a while, we had to end the talk because we had to go to this house party and it was going to be a long drive. The house was out in the boonies in Gwinnett County and we was in Cobb. Plus, I had to run back to the house because I left some beer that I wanted to take to the house party. Now, the girls informed us that they had to go to some party too, so it was all good. We get out to the party, y'all, and it's one of them struggle mansions. In the 90s in ATL, subprime loans was running amok, and people were getting these mansions that they really could not afford. So there were a lot of house parties in nice mansions with no furniture in it, y'all. And niggas smoking weed and drinking Budweiser. This was one of those parties. So we get inside this struggle mansion, and lo and behold, guess who we see looking right back at us while we come through the door? The girls we just met at Papa Do's, yo. Apparently the party that they had to go to was the same party we had to go to. So this speaks to what I said earlier, right? That in ATL, you pretty much operate within a certain social clique where everybody is basically doing the same shit and going to the same places and hanging out with the same people. Again, I estimate it to be less than 100 people per clique. 100 people. Now let's get to the nitty gritty of this story. At this house party, I was getting a little buzzed because I've been drinking. And I noticed a cute little shorty that kept bucking her eyes at me. And I would buck my eyes back. And she would buck hers again. So I was like, shorty must want some of this space age pimping. So I slid on over to where she was to see if I could, make it do what it do. So we chopping it up, talking about this and that. I noticed she seemed a little uncomfortable, so I tried to keep it light, with jokes and such. We end the conversation, exchange numbers, and she goes on into the kitchen with the other girls, and I stay where I am and reflect on what just transpired. I'm a bit intrigued because Shorty reminded me of a girl I got with just a year before. Now, like I said, I was a little tipsy, and in moments like this, sometimes I start having conversations with my conscience. I call it Eb versus 2K. In this situation, I'm the lit 2K talking to Eb in my head. It goes a little something like this. All right, Eb, what you think, man? Eb said, "Short, all right, yo. But like you said, she does remind me of that girl we hit last year." I said, "Yeah, you right, Eb." Eb said, "Yeah, man. It's kind of coincidence that they favor. I mean, she could almost be her sister, a cousin or something." I said, "You right, Eb. I think they from L.A. And didn't old girl say she went to USC, yeah?" Eb said, "Yep, she did, man. The only difference between those two girls is the one last year had the little Halle Berry cut, and this chick got box braids. Yeah, man. Yep. Oh shit. Oh shit. 2K. 2K. Man, what you want, man? That's the same chick, yo. That's the same chick, man. Man, nigga, man, I'm tipsy, nigga. What you talking about? Eb said, "Nigga, the reason why they look alike is because it's actually the same chick, man." I said, "I'm confused, man. What is you talking about?" "Man, put the beer down, stop playing stupid, and connect these dots. The chick just switched up her hairdo, nigga. And the reason why she was acting so nervous was because she was trying to figure out why you was playing like y'all ain't fuck. Y'all, my conscious Ed was right. This girl figured out during the conversation that I forgot who she was and just played it on off like a G, yo. She played it off like a G. Man, forget about LeBron James. Shawty is the real MVP. The real MVP. Now, remember I told you she went to the kitchen after we chatted. Well, I had to go through that kitchen to get to my car. So when we left, I manned up and tiptoed through that kitchen, and I gave her a quick glance to see if she knew what I now knew. Her stare at me could cut glass, and her eyes said, "Nigga, you need to go give your life over to Christ. Give it over to Christ." Now, I tell you this story not for sympathy and not for shits and giggles, but I tell you this story to show proof of my initial statement that the dating game in Atlanta is one that operates under small social cliques, where for the most part, you're going to always see the same people, the same places, and do the same things. And you're always going to come around full circle. Well, my friends, in this situation, on this night, that circle was as big as Interstate 285, man. As big as Interstate 285. This is your boy, EbonyMan2K. I thank you for listening to my story time when I was a young man dating in Atlanta. I wish you well, peace, and I'm out.
My baby girl Shakira, I dedicate this video to you. This video, with the help of the artist La India, will express my love for you. Now, despite the backlash and nasty comments we get from haters, our love will flourish. Despite the backhanded efforts of Grandpa and Mama J, our love will flourish. And despite the efforts of corrupt agents plotting against our love will still flourish. Baby girl, no weapons formed against us shall prosper. I repeat, no weapons formed against us shall prosper. So now I dedicate this video to you with Vivi lo nuestro. We shall live what's ours. We shall live what's ours. This is EbonyMan2K. This spoken word that I'm dedicating to Shakira is from the song Vivi lo nuestro by La India and Mark Anthony. On such an immense plain, as immense as the sky, I'm going to prune a garden, rest your body, in a thick and white sea, wider than the universe. I'm going to build a boat to swim in the dream in a black universe, like the purest I'll build in white. I'll love for the future on a closed night. I'm going to stop time, to lay beside you and show that our love is eternal, and fly so far where nobody will block thought. Fly without fear, like free pigeons to the wind, and live ours, and love us till we're breathless. Sound awake in a world without races, no colors, no regrets, no one to object in you and our love. From a mountain high as the stars, I'm going to scream I love you for the world to know that we're with each other and we will never let each other go. And though no one understands us for our love, we will live. Sound awake, Vivi lo nuestro. I'm going to stop time and keep you by my side. Our love that is sacred, only Vivi our love. To be without breath, fly so far like free pigeons to the wind. I'm going to scream that I love you, for the world to know that I love you. Without you, I despair. Vivi lo nuestro. Let me love you. To be without breath, let's live our dream. This is EbonyMan2K. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your screen on full view for lyrics with English translation for the song Vivi lo nuestro featuring Mark Anthony. Enjoy.
Tan inmenso como el cielo, voy a podar un jardín para que duerma tu cuerpo. En un mar espeso y ancho, más ancho que el universo, voy a construir un barco para que navegue el sueño.
En un universo negro como el ébano más puro, construir de blanco nuestro amor para el futuro. En una noche cerrada voy a detener el tiempo para soñar a tu lado que nuestro amor es eterno.
Y volar, volar tan lejos, donde nadie nos obstruya el pensamiento. Volar, volar sin miedo, como palomas libres, tan libres como el viento. Y vivir, vivir lo nuestro.
Y amarnos hasta quedar sin aliento. Soñar, soñar despiertos.
En un mundo sin razas, sin colores, sin lamento, sin nadie que se oponga, en que tú y yo nos amemos. Ah, la, la, le, la, la, la. Desde una montaña alta, alta como las estrellas, voy a gritar que te quiero para que el mundo lo sepa, que somos uno del otro y jamás nos dejaremos. Y aunque aunque nadie nos entienda, por nuestro amor viviremos.
En un universo negro como el ébano más puro, voy a construir de blanco nuestro amor para el futuro. En una noche cerrada voy a detener el tiempo para soñar a tu lado que nuestro amor es eterno. Y volar, volar tan lejos, donde nadie nos obstruya el pensamiento. Volar, volar sin miedo, como palomas libres, tan libres como el viento. Y vivir, vivir lo nuestro. Y amarnos hasta quedar sin aliento. Soñar, soñar despiertos.
En un mundo sin razas, sin colores, sin lamento,
Sin nadie que se oponga.
en que tú y yo nos amemos.
Nos amemos.
Soñar despiertos, vivir lo nuestro. 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 Soñar despiertos, vivir lo nuestro.
vivir lo nuestro.
Soñar despiertos,
Tú ves,
vivir lo nuestro.
Soñar, volar, volar sin miedo.
Soñar despiertos,
Vamos a vivir lo nuestro.
déjame, déjame amarte hasta quedar sin
A la le, lola. A la le, lola. La 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 le, la 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 le, la 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 le, lola la la la.
My baby girl Shakira, I dedicate this video to you. This video, with the help of the artist La India, will express my love for you. Now, despite the backlash and nasty comments we get from haters, our love will flourish. Despite the backhanded efforts of Grandpa and Mama J, our love will flourish. And despite the efforts of corrupt agents plotting against our love will still flourish. Baby girl, no weapons formed against us shall prosper. I repeat, no weapons formed against us shall prosper. So now I dedicate this video to you with Vivi lo nuestro. We shall live what's ours. We shall live what's ours. This is EbonyMan2K. This spoken word that I'm dedicating to Shakira is from the song Vivi lo nuestro by La India and Mark Anthony. On such an immense plain, as immense as the sky, I'm going to prune a garden, rest your body, in a thick and white sea, wider than the universe. I'm going to build a boat to swim in the dream in a black universe, like the purest I'll build in white. Our love for the future on a closed night. I'm going to stop time to lay beside you and show that our love is eternal, and fly so far where nobody will block thought. Fly without fear, like free pigeons to the wind, and live ours, and love us till we're breathless. Sound awake in a world without races, no colors, no regrets, no one to object in you and our love. From a mountain high as the stars, I'm going to scream I love you for the world to know that we're with each other and we will never let each other go. And though no one understands us for our love, we will live. Sound awake, Vivi lo nuestro. I'm going to stop time and keep you by my side. Our love that is sacred, only Vivi our love. To be without breath, fly so far like free pigeons to the wind. I'm going to scream that I love you, for the world to know that I love you. Without you, I despair. Vivi lo nuestro. Let me love you. To be without breath, let's live our dream. This is EbonyMan2K. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your screen on full view for lyrics with English translation for the song Vivi lo nuestro, featuring Mark Anthony. Enjoy.
En un llano tan inmenso como el cielo, voy a podar un jardín para que duerma tu cuerpo. En un mar espeso y ancho, más ancho que el universo, voy a construir un barco para que navegue el sueño.
En un universo negro como el ébano más puro, voy a construir de blanco nuestro amor para el futuro. En una noche cerrada voy a detener el tiempo para soñar a tu lado que nuestro amor es eterno.
Y volar tan lejos, donde nadie nos obstruya el pensamiento. Volar sin miedo, como palomas libres, tan libres como el viento. Y vivir lo nuestro.
Y amarnos hasta quedar sin aliento. Soñar despiertos.
En un mundo sin razas, sin colores, sin lamento, sin nadie que se oponga, en que tú y yo nos amemos. Ah, la, la, le, la, la, la. Desde una gritar que te quiero para que el mundo lo sepa, que somos uno del otro y jamás nos dejaremos. Y aunque nadie nos entienda, por nuestro amor viviremos.
En un universo negro como el ébano más puro, voy a construir de blanco nuestro amor para el futuro. En una noche cerrada voy a detener el tiempo para soñar a tu lado que nuestro amor es eterno. Y volar, volar tan lejos, donde nadie nos obstruya el pensamiento. Volar, volar sin miedo, como palomas libres, tan libres como el viento.